little Fable wakes up inside a tiny creaking wooden boat with wide blue eyes and soft gray fur. He wears a bright red scarf tied snugly around his neck like a boatie. The night air is cool against his whiskers as he stretches his tiny paws on the steering wheel. A big moon hangs high above the dark water, shining down on the small vessel. The boat glides smoothly over the black surface of the starlit lake. Thousands of twinkling stars reflect on the water like scattered diamonds. Fable holds his red scarf tight because he feels a strange tugging sensation in his stomach. Something heavy is calling him toward the deep center of the glowing lake below. Suddenly, the boat dips low and the stars disappear under a thick, swirling fog. Fable gasps as the water begins to swirl around his toes. His gray fur gets wet and heavy, making it hard to stay upright. The red scarf flutters wildly in the rushing water current, showing how strong the pull is. He sees a glowing light deep below the water surface. It looks like a giant golden key resting on the sandy lake bottom. Fable swims down bravely with his red scarf dragging behind him like a red ribbon trail. The water feels cold and wet as he reaches for the shimmering treasure with his wet nose. His paw touches the cold metal of the sunken treasure chest. He hears a loud rumbling sound that shakes his whole boat. A shadowy hand grabs his tail and tries to pull him back into the deep dark water. Fable struggles to hold on while the red scarf floats freely in the swirling current. The shadowy hand squeezes tighter, making it hard to breathe underwater. Fable feels scared but remembers that being brave means doing the right thing. He swims hard to grab a loose piece of rope hanging near the treasure. The rope feels slippery and wet as he pulls himself toward the solid wooden boat. He reaches out and hooks the rope with his sharp little claws. With a mighty push, he breaks free from the shadowy grip. The water calms down as he pulls himself back up into the safe, warm air of the boat. His red scarf is wet and heavy, but still bright against the dark night sky. Fable looks back down at the treasure where he left it behind. The shadowy hand is gone now, waiting patiently for its own time. He feels sad because he wanted the shiny thing so much to keep forever. The moon shines brighter now that he is safe and sound in his little boat again. He swims back to the surface where the other stars are twinkling again. The lake water ripples around him as he takes a big breath of fresh air. His gray fur feels clean and dry after the cool swim in the dark water. The red scarf hangs heavy and damp, a reminder of his big adventure today. Fable paddles the boat gently toward the shore with his tired paws. He knows he made a mistake by taking the treasure without asking first. The journey home feels shorter now that he has learned his important lesson. His heart feels light, even though he is physically tired from the long swim. The boat rocks gently against the soft sand of the beach. Fable jumps out and feels the warm sand between his toes. He sees the empty spot where the treasure used to be waiting for someone. The wind blows the red scarf across his face as he watches the water. He realizes that saying sorry takes strength and is not weak at all. It feels like a big and heavy thing to do, but makes him feel better inside. Fable practices saying sorry out loud to the moon, listening in the quiet night. The stars seem to smile down at him now that he is being honest. Fable sits quietly on the grass and thinks about his brave choice today. The red scarf is still bright even though it is wet from the water. He understands that honesty is the best thing anyone can have in their heart. The lake looks peaceful now that the problem is solved with kindness. Good night to the little fish who learned that courage means fixing mistakes. The red scarf is tucked safely around his neck for tomorrow's adventures. Sleep well, little Fable, as the stars twinkle above your dreams tonight. Your story ends with a happy heart and a lesson learned for always.